going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle with DJ Akademiks and Joe Budden. I'm Nadeska. We got the one and only 2 Chainz in the building. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So his new album, Pretty Girls Like Trap Music's coming June 16th. We got all what? New album is coming soon. Yo, that trailer you dropped is so epic. You got Drake, Pharrell, everyone talking about how great you are. I'm surprised you even here after that trailer. Do you even need to talk to us? But I'm glad you're here anyway.
Nah, man, I like what y'all are doing. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
And those are just a few words from a few great people. But now it's time to connect the dots and make sure the fans know or feel the same way that they felt.
Your peers definitely think of you highly.
Yeah, I feel that from my peers.
As
I feel
they
much
should.
respect from my peers, but you know, for me, sometimes I feel like, you know, when Kanye said that line, I'm like, are these, what do you say, are these people that much better than me? You know, sometimes I look back and I just want more. I'm not content with what I still thirsty for more success, more fans, more bigger venues, more touring.
So in terms of the fans, not your peers, though.
Yeah, I get maximum respect from my peers. I've done the song probably for everybody and anybody, and I respect what they do, and you know, it's just for me, it's like, you know, just anything else. I just want to, you know, I know, you know, regardless of age, I just don't feel like I've reached my maximum potential yet. I don't believe in a glass ceiling. I wake up with new ideas every day. I'm excited for the culture. I'm excited about me and my project. I know can you cuss on me?
Yeah,
of course.
I'm gonna fuck the game up. I'm gonna fuck the game up, so I'm just...
How does someone like you, this is like an interesting conundrum in music where as artists, like you just finished saying, we always want to expand and grow.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty fucking big though. How do the big acts go about expanding? Your audience seems to be rather large, not just in music. You seem to transcend music. Mm-hmm. So how does someone who transcends music and has that aura as big as yours work on growing it?
You know, from being an artist that it's certain music that we like. You playing Sade when I came out here. It's certain music that we like or listen to when we're not at work or on the clock or whatever you want to call it. But then we understand the music that the fans accept from us, from putting out music or mixtapes. But then you have that certain music that you like to do. Like for me, I like to rap. I like, you know, sample bass tracks. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. But you know, the name of my new album is Pretty Girls Like Trap Music because I know what the culture likes, I know what the culture accepts from me, and I know what I have to. So in a sense, I kind of meet what people want from me and what I do, like half, you know what I mean? I kind of, you know, meet it. But it's gonna be a time, and it's crazy, I don't wanna get too far ahead because I've already started working on my next album. Where it's more of that expression, where it's more of, all right, I've given you 4 solo albums or whatever. Now I just want to show y'all this other side. And it's still me, I'm very comfortable. It's not like I'm about to be singing in auto-tunes or nothing like that. It's like, now I can rap for 40, whatever, you know what I mean? Who cares about, you know, structure? If you listen to any of my records, they have no structure because 1, I don't know how to count bars, and 2, I just don't care when the hook or whatever comes in. It just, you know, big amount is I don't know how many bars, and then I have songs with I don't know how.
Why you never learn how to count a bar?
When I was coming up with DTP and Luda, that was kind of like because I never so like when I was with when I remember
Titty
when
Boy.
I-20 Titty Boy, and he was like he used to write his raps, and it was like a line.
Is that a different persona?
And a line, and a line. So and he put numbers behind, and that was 16. But I never wrote rhymes, so I didn't know what a line ended in my head. And so for the first people who were teaching me how to do bars, I just was one of them defiant students. Fuck, I don't want to, and and then being around like somebody like Wayne and stuff like that, who we know can rap for 3 minutes straight, it's like, oh, I like him, you know. Because this one thing happened, I went on tour with Wayne like 08, right? And then like I was on the bus with him for like maybe 6 weeks, and I told him, I said, you know I rap, right? He's like, oh yeah, man, let's do one tonight. So I was like, cool, let's do
What year
one.
is this?
This was like 08
okay,
on tour.
Got it.
So I go in there and I rap probably in my mind, it was probably 12 or 16, I guess, because I heard a sound come in that back then I thought was like the hook sound or whatever. my boy Wayne came in. He rapped right after me. He rapped for like 40-some bars. I said, hey, bro, you rapped over the hook sound. He said, boy, ain't no hook sound, bitch. So I said, okay, cool.
Ain't no hook sound,
bitch. So,
yeah.
You know,
That's Wayne, though.
Exactly. And that's why it was kind of crazy doing the album with him, because like the structure was just everywhere, but it was just something to do. But you know,
did you take anything from him saying that to be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna just kind of fuck what I think the structure is. I'm gonna just rap.
No, it's about it's two things. All right, you want to get your point across. Okay, so it's two things. You got people that pay you to do it. You know, I don't even do 8 bars, so they pay you to do 12 bars or whatever. You know what I mean? And things like, you know, do you feel like do you like do just what your job is, or do you please the people that's gonna listen? Like my way of thinking has changed too. Like, do you do the required 8 or 12 bars that this pop act or this whatever, you know, R&B? Like, say if it's not a rap, I get a lot of features from different people, so they might have a little space, a bridge, and I can't do nothing right. You know what I mean? Not what I want to do, or do you do what you want to do, please the fans and please them? So a lot of people have received records back from me where I've extended it myself. Just because it's not about what they pay for, it's about the expression, it's about the culture. So my way of, I'm like, and that's another thing about growing. That's how I know I got more room to grow, because I'm still want to get better. I still, you know what I'm saying, I watch and see I respect Joe. He can rap like fuck, you know what I'm saying, but he's a hater and I respect him. You know what I'm saying?
We agree.
But it's not like I think people, but he's not, it's not, let me tell you something, you really not a hater. He just say what people don't say, and so they call him like, you know what I'm saying, like he hating on this, but he's like, bro, don't got nothing to lose. He like, bro, this is how I feel. And then he like, I rap with Eminem, so really y'all niggas is like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I be talking to Mr. Porter and he be hitting me like, boom, I'm like, I got some beats from, and that's another thing, like I know peers respect me, you know what I'm saying? Because I get calls from people who sit next to him, and he like, I got some beats for you, you know what I'm saying? And I might say some shit like, you still doing beats? He like, shit, yeah, I do beats. I just don't have to give them. I got the man right here who the best. You know, I can give all my beats to bro. Yeah. And so that kind of makes sense. And so for me, what you were saying earlier about the respect from my peers, it's kind of it's reciprocated, because I respect everybody. Like, if you still in this game, able to survive, and like you haven't, you know, went on vacation and never came back, because that's what happens. You know, somebody get $100 million and go to Bora, wherever the fuck they want to go, and then some young nigga take their place.
Start getting the chick, start living that life.
But see, like, this is the thing, and I'm gonna give a little game away. When you get your hit record, that's really the hourglass, because once you get your hit record, it's just a matter of time. Before it's not a hit record anymore.
So that's when you flip the album.
And you have to work on the next hit record.
You have to, but what happens is, when they get that hit record, you get booked, you go on tour, you don't take
There's no
studio,
time to work on the next hit record.
I mean, it is time.
You got to make the time.
But yeah, it is time. It's plenty of time, but you're not thinking about it because you're so booked. You can see the money. You know how much you get a show, so you're already like, you done bought some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when I get a hit, that's when I get the most nervous.
Is that how you felt after Based on a True Story? You got a lot of hits on that.
Yeah, I got like 6, 7 hits, and then I'm like arguing with Def Jam. I shot I'm different with my own money.
Did you notice before that though? Like, because I agree with your perspective, but did you notice like before you had that moment where you're like, yo, shit, everything is coming at me a million miles per hour. You're on a level that you've never been on before.
Yeah, because I did birthday song on my. Let me tell you something. I was booming so hard before I got my deal with Def Jam. I went through 3 conversion vans, and I had bought my own tour bus. So I had a tour bus before I signed. That's why I wasn't doing no 360 deal. I wasn't doing no get some of my tour money deal. I had already had 300 some thousand of weed money, gas money that I made so much money selling bags that I got scared. I was like, I ain't even got nowhere to stash this shit. And my daddy, rest in peace, my daddy stayed with me, but like my daddy was one of them tricky niggas, and I was like, man, I need to ask this nigga to help me, you know, bury some of this money. But I'm like, I feel like this nigga gonna go back and take some of this money, you know what I'm saying? And I love, you know what I'm saying, this is my heart. I'm like, so I get so much money. I got money, I got a safe. In case robbers come, I can get them this one. I got another safe with a check. I got so much.
This shit.
So I wake up, you can ask anybody in the South. I woke up one day, I went cold turkey. I said, I ain't got bags no more. They said, what? I said, man, I don't want to sell bags no more. And then I had been around Wayne, and I just realized, like, how someone that sold $1 million. You remember when like Wayne had sold $1 million his first week? Like, when, you know, I was with this nigga when they came and told him, like, you know, you just sold $1 million. You know where this nigga was at? In the studio.
Really?
I was and I don't know if, and he had a bunch of people, and I was inspired by that. Like, we went out on the jet celebrating. Nigga was like, cool. And I was like, I got a studio that I'm trapping out of. I'm not really using it properly. And when I changed that around, I bought a bus. When I bought a bus, it had a studio in it. So Birthday Song was done in my bus. Like, Ye flew to South by Southwest to see me perform. We got on my bus, did Birthday Song. I did a lot of my album, the first album that you hear, on my bus, already doing shows and touring. So to me, the studio was my trap. So I got one in all my houses, LA, Miami. When I come to New York, I book studio time, whether I go or not. I have to express myself every day because I'm not writing in my notes. I'm not, you know what I mean? I get inspired by different things. And whether you hear them or not, it's a must that it's therapy. It's like going to see the fucking therapist.
Yeah, I'm gonna interrupt you, but I felt like even what you explaining right now, it felt like you kind of, and I feel like this is the thing about Southern artists. You guys kind of, even coming from the trap life, you turn the music into your trap, where you buy your bus and you're basically working from there. Where I think in other places they don't have the same energy. That's why I think the South really
No, this nigga's smart, man. This nigga's smart.
I mean, of course.
I say all the time, Chainz is one of the smarter guys that maybe people don't know that about.
Do you feel offended if people don't think that you're as smart as you know you are?
No. That's the game.
It's better that way, I think.
You want that?
That's what 50. Hey, that 50 rolled
play
that shit to the top.
Play a fool and trick the wise. I get you.
No, you want that. But it's right here for you. It's not like, it's only a few successful artists that hide the ladder to success. For the most part, it's right here in front of you. It's documented every day through social media. My manager just showed me a clip from 2010 when I'm in Memphis, telling people the same story, but it's 2010. I'm like, I went on tour with Wayne, Nicki was there, Drake was there, and I was a little bit more popular because Duffel Bag Boys was out and they didn't have a record. And I said a year later, which was 20, I'm like, these people are the biggest people, you know what I'm saying? So I was inspired, I wasn't hating. I'm like, so this can happen in 12 months. This could, in 12 months, your life can change. If you stay down, like, that was my mentality. It's like, if you want to be good at anything, like, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? You have to do it every day. That's my mentality.
You are one of the people, and this is very, very, very rare. You are beloved by the niggas that can't rap and all of the lyricists. True. Not very many in that pocket, right?
No, I agree. 100%.
Do you think it's fair? Because I've been saying on this show that, you know, despite your success, you're still pretty underrated to me.
Thanks, bro.
Is that a fair assessment to you? And who are some of the more underrated people to you? And how did you even get in the pocket where you can appeal to the artist that maybe is not such a lyricist and all lyrics? I can't even think of another person that is like that, honestly.
I think because I can do, okay. So when I talked about rewiring my thinking and everything, all right, so 2016, I was like, Future kicking my ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? As far
Future's
as like,
kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
do you
like,
think about like that? Like, yo, damn, he's doing, I need to do more.
No, I don't think, like, for me, like I said, like, he from the trap, I'm from the trap, Jesus from T.I., Migos, like, all us from the trap. You gotta know, like, until Childish Gambino says this about the Migos, like, all of us are aware of them, and then, like, pop culture gets a hold of them, and it's like another chapter or whatever. But they were able to sustain or maintain a certain level of cruise control until the pot bubble.
Yes.
That's me. I made $2 million selling a Christmas sweater, fam. That's trapping.
She was legendary.
You know what I'm saying? Which also puts my name. Now, it might not be on iTunes, but it has my name somewhere where I'm still relative to the culture, whatever. I put out a brand. I started selling clothes, and like people don't. I started selling clothes and make me a couple million to hold me over while I'm still riding this wave. While I'm still riding the wave of what's acceptable in music and what's not acceptable in music, and still being myself, true to myself, being organic, and still like I'm still do this. But at the same time, you got to think like it went from T.I. to Jeezy, and they passed the torch to me and Future, and then we passed it to, you know, 21, you know, Migos, whatever, you know what I mean, the more popular, younger guys. So, me knowing where I come from, the South Side, the trap, whatever it is, I gotta know who's my competition, and I gotta respect them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta respect. I can't try to find a way to hate it. Say, no, I gotta respect them, acknowledge it, and I gotta figure a way to maintain.
Everyone? The acknowledgement is deep, but you're right.
Do you respect everyone?
Do I respect everyone?
Everyone.
Because you got in here some kind of way. You know, when you walk out, many people still try to. I went to sleep here with a cover over my head. When I woke up, CDs fell off me, fam. A nigga put CDs on me while I was asleep on the plane. Now, no disrespect, I got a MacBook. It don't even got a CD thing in it. I got a fucking Rolls Royce. In my house. This motherfucker, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Even the 7 don't even got an aux cord. So we still dealing with the
transition.
The transition. Do you give somebody a thumb drive, which I'm not gonna load up in my computer? And I'm not comfortable with receiving music because a lot of us younger brothers, we kind of have the same similar thinking pattern, you know, Gucci, Chainz, whatever. So if you got a song called Gucci Chain, whatever the hell it is, then, and I have a similar song, and you think I bit your demo or something like that. So let's be clear. Okay. I've really, you know, even listened to.
That's interesting you said that because I've heard that a bunch of times. Like for a musician like you, right? Maybe even Joe could speak to that, right? Does that kind of make you a little apprehensive when somebody comes to you, they're spitting a freestyle, they're giving you something? Because you might think like, hey, I might have a similar song and I don't even listen to your shit. Yeah. Then you think I stole your joint, man. Because I hear it every time.
That too, and I have artists, Cap, you know, Schoolie, you know, Short. I have artists that I've been working with a couple of years that I feel like aren't where they want to be, aren't millionaires, maybe I haven't put the work in, maybe they haven't put the work in. So it's kind of hard for me to really pay attention to stuff like that when I know I owe something to some people that's close to me. You know
Do you listen to, so Future drops a record, Migos, of course, the fans are going to go listen immediately. I know some artists, they don't want to listen at all. They'll congratulate you on the project being out, but it distracts them from the music they're creating. Do you feel the same way?
A lot of the music that we have, it finds a way to get to you. You know, Migos is omnipresent. You go somewhere, you hear that music. Atlanta music, period, is like kind of omnipresent. You could be like, yo, you just know where it came from. Like, what's this? You know, they just dropped whatever. And so for me, being that you have streaming services where you can, you know, listen to people when they come out every week, I've checked out probably the majority of the records that dropped this year because I knew I was dropping. Okay. And so I didn't listen to see what I can take from. I was trying to listen to see how I could be different, what I could bring to the game, and what angle. So you get Pretty Girls Like Trap Music, you get a Pink Trap House. I was able to mix, you know, my world, which is this gutter, trench, mud, with something beautiful like the color pink. And so that's my.
Are there people you work with who push you? I've heard Pusha say something similar. He's a rapper's rapper. He's all about lyricism, but if he did what he wanted, fans would probably never buy his music. So he has people he worked with, producers who push him to make songs and make records that fans will actually enjoy it. Does anyone do that for you?
I think I push producers. Yeah, I think I surprise producers a lot. Pharrell just texted me with some really dope words today. Let me make sure I quote my dog right. He said some dope. Let me make sure, man. Let me make sure this is some nice. Oh, what is this word?
Esoteric. I think I'm saying it right. Yeah. You're a journalist. Esoteric, right?
What's this?
Pharrell seems like he uses the word.
It's like flow finder.
Yeah.
He would write a text message like that for Pharrell.
That sounds about Pharrell.
Yeah.
But you know, he's on the album, and I have you know a lot of respect for him. But when he came into the studio, the first record we did was Feds Is Watching, right?
Yeah.
And so he came in. It was the night of the Grammys, and people will tell you I kind of like I just manifest stuff. Like I ain't win a Grammy, so I said I want to go to the studio. So I want to win a Grammy, which I won one for Chainz song this year or last year, whatever.
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
but I still feel like, just to put it out there, I got to win one for myself.
You want one for yourself, okay.
And I'm going to get one.
Understandable.
This is y'all recording this right because we have to play it over when I get one. And so He came to the studio in a suit, and it was me and my homies in there. We smoking gas, and we just working on it. And Ty was in there. I just remember drumming boy Ty Dolla. And so he came in, and so like I tell people, I'm like, you know, like anybody else that's halfway done with their album, like I felt confident about my album, you know what I mean? This is like for real, you know, and I'm still telling him, I don't know if you're gonna make it, we'll see, you know what I mean? Like,
well, you didn't tell Pharrell that.
Yeah, and I'm like, cause I'm thinking I'm halfway, you know, I'm happy with my project.
Yeah. But, you didn't tell Pharrell he's not
but
making
he
it.
comes in, and I play it, and he's like, okay.
Damn.
Y'all got an MP? And they're like, yeah, so he starts making a beat in my face. But I can tell you that the beat that he brought, he ain't even play. So whatever I had, he felt like, okay, let me give him something. So he starts playing this beat, and I got my partner Go with him. I tell him, Go, you know, he be working with Hov. I gotta show this nigga I'm ill like Hov. You ready yet? He's like, no, I'm not ready. I'm ready. So he's like, no, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I already got like half the shit. I'm not ready. He's like, no, I'm not ready. I'm like, but then I'm like, I've been smoking, I'm getting older, my gigabytes, like my storage ain't what it used to be. So it go from being 2 verses to like a verse, and then I got a little bit of the second verse. So you ready? He said, I'm about ready. So I go in the booth. Then I don't even, I'm so geeked, I don't know that they got to take it from here and load it over here, which is gonna take another waste of gigabytes, you know what I'm saying? So
30.
I'm like, damn. They load us, boom, so I go right in there, I'm like, I know, Hov, come on, load it up, boom.
You'll never write it out?
One take, never. Boom, one take, let's do this shit, boom, boom. So I go, the last, you know, whatever, the last line Fed's watching, but I'm looking at him the whole time, he dancing, so I like to start repeating. I'm gonna be fresh as hell. So I see him like, he geeking me up, he sending me up like, keep going. I said, fuck it, I don't even got the second verse no more, I just got this long ass whatever, and then, you know, but it was just, that energy of being around people, you know, Timbaland, like a lot of people, like, you know, Hov is one of my favorite artists, Nas, Andre 3K. So when I go to the Dungeon family to see Rico them, and like it's a huge fan of like Andre 3K, like I have to let them hear my album and hear their opinion on, you know what I mean? It's important that people who have worked on these masterpieces that I like to hear or listen to, like if I could get their ear, like my next album, I feel like, Q-Tip would be one of the curators, and I don't want to get too far ahead of Pretty Girls like trap music, but that just lets you know the trajectory of what I'm thinking.
A lot of people don't know Q-Tip's involvement in very many classic albums.
See, that's the thing. The internet, I mean, the phone is, all you gotta do is study. I mean, you don't have to study, but just research and just find out. Yeah,
Google.
Because right now, like, Biden is so like acceptable, it's so cool that people don't really know where stuff is coming from and where it's starting. It's like,
how do you feel about there not being rules in hip hop today?
There's no rules in hip hop.
Not at all.
But it's hip hop.
When was there though?
Not have rules. Yeah, it's supposed to
when
not
really,
have rules.
When
was
there?
That's true.
Like any hard rules.
The golden era of hip hop.
When was the golden era?
The 90s. The 90s is the golden era.
It's like 20 years since there's been rules.
No biting rules?
Listen, I'm not talking about my own personal opinion. The world identifies the 90s as the golden era.
No, well, I'm saying in terms of rules.
And I'm telling you that in the 90s, there were plenty of rules.
Like what?
Okay.
You couldn't have a ghostwriter and be considered a rapper in the 90s, 2 Chainz.
Okay.
You couldn't get punched in your face.
Stop you there.
In the
Is that
90s
okay now?
No,
and
let me tell
continue
you.
to have a career, 2 Chainz.
So nobody in the 90s
there was
had
a lot
nobody in the 90s had
could
ghostwriters.
not do.
Did you
I
know?
didn't say that.
Did you
I didn't
know?
say that.
On
Did you know?
I did not say
Did you
that.
know?
Criss
Hold on.
Cross.
And I
can
know
name a
you're
million
ill
people.
nigga. You're ill nigga. Rakim wrote Summertime for Will Smith.
Will Smith, yes.
Period. I'm done.
Are we counting?
Rakim.
Are we counting him in?
Wrote Summertime for Will
You're
Smith.
actually proving my point for me. Will Smith is not heralded or regarded as the MC that he should be. I bought Parents Just Don't, and I think I could be Mike Tyson. I bought all that shit. I remember the rapper Will Smith. I think part of what you're saying, we don't look at Will Smith
I didn't
as a
buy
rapper.
none of that. I bought Summertime to let you know I ain't go for the Parents. Just I wasn't feeling none of that. Mike, I wasn't feeling none of that shit.
But do you agree
Summertime
with that
came out,
point?
and I didn't even know why I liked it until. I know liked it is not a word, but
Sure
it's fine.
it
It
is.
is
It's
on
definitely
here.
a word.
I don't know why I liked it.
Anything's cool.
Liked it did. ED. I don't know why I liked it until I, later, and then I found out I liked it because, bruh had something to do, and we know he's like the God MC. So I mean, me and you
know
are
it was
saying the
rules
same
in
thing.
a damn
But he's
90s.
saying, are we counting Will Smith when we're talking about top lyricist.
No.
You know, so
No,
I think that's
we're
what
not.
you're trying to.
I'm not talking about that. No, I'm just talking
right?
about.
So you're saying there's
just some of the
unspoken
era.
rules.
I
He's
agree
saying
with him
not
that
as
it's
much.
still hip hop. It's still
It's
hip hop
hip-hop.
today. I'm not one of those old niggas that think, oh, it's not like that, so it's not hip hop. It's still hip hop.
And then what's happening is,
depends on the day.
you can still get you a Lamborghini and not be on TV. You know, like you can still be behind the scenes. You can still be the metaphor picture around. I still, you know what I mean, around a lot of guys and still get you a Rolex and go on
I feel like that's
and
where the
ride on a
money's
jet and just, you know what I mean. It's just like it's different. It's like I think they reward you differently now.
In terms of a writer.
Yeah, because
Neil showed me that. Like when Neil was speaking about the people he wrote for, and like he was talking about all the money he got, I was like, "Whoa, that's where the money's really at."
Yeah.
That surprised me. I'm like,
but then what happens is you get all that
It's a
money.
symbol of R&B,
You get
right?
what happens with art. What happens is you get all that money and you still can't get in the club. And you like, you know, I wrote.
oh, that's fucked up.
Whatever the song
Yeah.
is, and so that's when they want to be like, I want to put something out. I want to. You know, Sean Garrett is a successful writer. Rico Love. A lot of these dudes who work with R&B people, we know and recognize.
Rico
But then
Love's
they go
amazing.
somewhere and you dig, try to play them or disrespect them, and you're like, bitch, you know.
Rico Love is amazing, and his
Yeah.
first album is amazing.
Yeah,
I love Rico
Musical
Love.
genius.
I think that's why. This is what happens. You get somebody that writes for people. They get rich. Some people are content with just being that, and then you got the other people that's like, you must don't know, bitch, I wrote your favorite song, your favorite last 2 songs you need, and sometimes it works and sometimes it's a disconnection right there.
So some people say like, and not to stay on this ghostwriting thing, but some people say that these ghostwriters are people who write. They're just more vocal today. Like there's always been writers, even in the '90s. There's been writers.
Okay.
Just nowadays, you could hear the voice, the person speaking up.
Okay.
We actually pay attention to them. As before, nobody cared.
And then probably like they put everything out on everybody's business. So you like you write a song for somebody, right?
Yeah.
They be like, I'm gonna give you 20,000. You be like, man, that's dope. Then they be like, the war goes to blah blah blah, and they made 100 million on tour, and then the person who wrote it, they still try to be cool, and then it's the person next to them. Man, you stupid as fuck. That's supposed to be your song, you know what I mean? And then that's when they, that's when it's social media and Twitter.
So speaking of the recognition you get when you're a big artist, do you enjoy this? I know someone like Joe hates being out in public and having to interact with people, but like you've been through phases, right? Duffel Bag Boy, when you dropped Based on a True Story, you skyrocketed. How do those waves, how does it feel? Do you enjoy all of that attention, or sometimes you wish you could just ghost?
I mean, I still need security, you know?
You're 6'7", man. You don't need no security. I heard you told Jack Rule. Snuff these niggas.
Yeah, but that was
the first time I seen him out of Yo, you seem so cool, man, and this is to everyone. Like, you seem so cool. I heard like like you were kind of getting aggressive, so I'm like, yo, damn, man, it's the first time I've
He's
seen Chainz.
charismatic, but he doesn't play, yeah.
Not it's the first time. It's the first time as a fan where we just see him. He's like the epitome of like cool.
So before I got on, right?
Yeah.
I was super like, I'm still an asshole, but you can ask like my friends, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like it would be hard to like me because I thought I was better than what I was, and that's just me. That helps me be me. So
You're self-aware.
you know what I'm saying? I used to be like, I'm pulling up to niggas' video shoots, and I'm in foreign cars. You know what I mean? I'm just like, and I'm having my own money, and so before I got on, I was like super arrogant. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then when I got on, you know, God can give you something so fast, you have to be careful, because I've been around so long that I've seen him give people stuff and I've seen him snatch it away. Yeah. So I've seen you get the big head. I've seen you climb up the ladder past people, and then on the way down, they just don't give a fuck about. And then they step up. I can name 10 artists now who was at the top, 6 secure, blah, blah, blah. Nigga walk around holding his own luggage. Nigga on the plane by himself. Nigga getting booked, acting like he getting all, I already know how this shit go. You know what I mean? I'm not him. You know what I mean? So when I got in the game, I became like a little humble, and I mean, like more humble like I am now. And I used to be like, you know what I mean? Because I believe in God. I'm like, I'm very thankful to be here, But now I'm back on my savage shit, because I feel like what's for me is for me. And prior to like becoming this cool, I've always been charismatic and stuff like that. But I come from that. I come from a savage cloth, like. My neighborhood, it just is what it is. Like, you have to have a pistol to fuck with this campaign. That's why niggas pull a pistol on me like ain't nobody. And if we not in the area where I'm not able to have that kind of stuff around me, it's a disadvantage. But you know, like I've even changed that way of thinking, like looking at people like Khaled and looking at people that just have positive thinking patterns all the time. And Joe, that's something that you probably can.
I gotta work on it.
That you got, you know.
Like,
but it's you know it's crazy because when you like, I went to the game the other day in Golden State, like so I paid my money. I paid my own 25 racks to see.
You don't get free tickets?
And it's, nah. That's what y'all need to understand to me. Which side are you on?
Finals,
I be sitting there like, man,
so I paid my own 25. These are only two.
Oh,
I paid 25 racks. So they like, you're going to be on the bench. But I'm thinking I'm going to be in like,
right next to LeBron.
No, I'm thinking I'm going to be like by the scoreboard. Like I'm going to wear where the TV cameras are and everything. So, but I'm on the bench like,
yeah, I'm
like, nigga, yeah.
Oh, word?
So then they tell me.
Here's the timeouts, nigga.
So somebody tells me like, I tell my security, so if he keeps like, you know, getting up and stuff, we're gonna give him a red card, whatever that means, or we're gonna put him out.
What?
So,
that happens?
So they told me.
This rich nigga.
Exactly.
Somebody told me, he said, man, you might wanna. Now you keep in mind, these niggas are the only niggas in the world that's bigger than me. You know, these niggas taller than me, bigger than me, so I don't care about rubbing knees with no nigga. I wanna see the game.
Yeah.
So I tell them, man, fuck these folks. I spent my own money in this motherfucker. They want to put me out by this shit. They can put me out. I'm finna watch this game. Ain't nobody, they shouldn't sell no seat that's close to the bench if they don't want me to, you know what I mean?
Nah,
and I just, you know.
You told us a motherfucker. If I'm sitting behind
Man,
you,
if
I can't see shit. I'm like, niggas, sit down.
Yeah. But it's like, you know what I mean? That was like, you know what I mean? I had to show moments of savagery to let them know, man, like, we'll fuck this money up. You know what I mean? For me, I spent $25,000 in Gucci, so $25,000 on a seat for a sport that I love to be close is like, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? I see a lot of rappers walk around with money. I don't know if they spending it or showing it, but like
showing it.
It's
Do you make smart investments?
Yeah, I have a restaurant in Atlanta. I have actually 13 properties. I have a LA property with a studio. I have a Miami property with a studio.
Speaking of which, and speaking about money, because everything you said about how you got a lot of money, right? But what I do see you do with your money is that you give back a lot.
No,
like that's one thing I noticed. If it's Chainz paying somebody's rent for a year or putting people in better situations, he goes out of his way, it seems, more than everybody else to really make that a point. Like, I fuck money up, but I'm gonna spend on some good shit. Like, where did that come from?
It's that balance. Well, like when you come from apartments or like up here they got the projects, we got the apartments. It's like you're a close-knit community, and for the most part you kind of look out for each other. You know, if you need to borrow everything from sugar or electricity or cable, you look out for people. And so even though I'm an only child and I have trust issues and I used to be stingy, and I had to learn how to give back and all that, but like, you know, it was always this one hustler that bought all the meat for the cookout. It was always this one hustler that, you know what I mean? He just made it easy for everybody, but you're not even thinking, now you can think like he probably spent, you know, $1,000, whatever it was. So now I feel like it's me. It's like, it's no secret that I can pay for dinner at wherever we want to go eat at Tao, and I want all of us to go, and I want all of us to order what we're gonna order and drink. I don't want nobody to worry about it. I want to pay for this is what I want to do for rich niggas. So when it comes to like poor people that can't come to Mr. Childs and shit for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't save everybody, but I have to use my platform as a somebody claim they from the trap or ex-drug dealer, even though I have a college education, on what it's like to run some money up. I do something in my high school, you know what I mean? To run some money up and then come back and be accessible to where they can touch you, where you're not bigger than life. You can come back and they can, you know, they can see you in person and still say, 2 Chainz, is that you? You know what I mean? Because it's just like, you come to a neighborhood with a U-Haul full of furniture that ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Because I think, man, I just spent $25 on a seat. I know I can. That's really my balance. That's I have to ground myself by saying, I just fucked up 10 in Chanel. I gotta figure that out. Like, so if mom wants more money or whoever wants more money, I can't rationalize it when I know what I'm doing for myself. So honestly, I hadn't had a chance to really enjoy myself because I like to see other people happy, bro. I like to see other people happy.
Do you ever think about the end?
That's great, by the way.
I don't see you ending as an MC.
Oh no,
What's the empire you're gonna build?
Wait, the end? Like 2 Chainz, a guy I believe like he just transcends. Like
you
he's a cool
you graduate
Yeah, he's
from
saying
rap, or
next
it
step,
graduates
like-
from you.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah.
You got to build an empire.
No, he knows. So this was my last. This was supposed to be my last album with Def Jam. I had already finished my album with Def Jam.
You had you cool, but because you seem like a one-man band. I know you didn't answer my first question, but you seem like a
but I'm about to
one-man
go back to it. But the thing is I felt like, you know, I could put some more music out, but I was cool with taking the Kevin Durant approach or whatever approach of just testing the waters, because let's be frank, I've created leverage to be one of the hottest people in the game again. You know, that's just really what's going on. People are curious about what I'm gonna do every day, how I'm gonna do it, what I'm gonna wear, what I'm gonna say, what song's gonna come out, and that's just it. So I end up, you know, kind of like I have another album. Basically, so this is not my last album because somebody see that I have some more room to go and grow. And so normally I feel like a business would be like, this is great, last album, you know, fuck it, you know, that'd walk away. But people want to do business with me still, Joe. Like people still see like, we can all get some, like we can all eat together. You know, that's what it's about. Like people being able to still see stuff in you. I know what I see in myself, but people feel like they can plug up to me in my system. I'm not managed by this big company. It's me and my little close-knit crew, my community, and we like trying to outthink and outwork talented people that have all these rich-ass resources behind them. I see what's going on. You're smart. You're very smart. You're very educated. We see what team you got to, you know, I see all that, but like, I'm with the competition.
So there was never, pardon me for 2 seconds, Akademiks.
No, it's fine.
I hate that fucking everything I say seems like some fucking.
No, this is great stuff. This is great shit.
No, you gotta say it.
But Chainz, okay, so.
You probably gonna ask a question, I'm gonna ask. Yeah.
So I was a big Player Circle guy, and I still play Duffel Bag Boy today, just because that's a classic, timeless record. This is a 2-part question. 1, do you still speak to Ludacris, Shaka? How's that relationship? Any of that? 2, me putting myself in your shoes, I don't know how. I might have been a little reluctant to get to Def Jam, being that my prior music business history was on Def Jam. You know what I mean? How many people, and it's different people, how many people were involved in the kind of changing everything? You changed everything.
Yeah. So I woke up one day and I told Luda them, I said, I don't want to be DTP no more. I feel
Just like that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not trying to be, you know, disrespectful. I just, I don't like the name, you know, disturbing the peace, you know what I'm saying? And you know, to me, that was like, and no shots taken. I was like, disturbing the peace, that's like a misdemeanor, you know what I'm saying? I'm a real felon, you know what I mean? Like, and I was like,
did you feel you were growing into your own man type of thing?
I've always been my own man. This was just somebody who saw some talent in me, and you know what I mean? We from the same area, and it was just mutual respect. Like, Chris is a Virgo, he's the only child, so we had a lot of things in common. Like, coming in, we shared some of the same qualities. And I learned a lot from Shaka and Luda, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you just become a grown man. Like, when I walk in rooms, I was doing the same thing that he was doing, without a record. Or he would go places and he'll tell me, like, such and such asked about you. And I knew, even like, I just did something for Royce, and Premier called me, and he was like, man, I knew you was gonna be this. I used to ask Chris about you all the time. It was just like, people, and I can tell rappers and athletes now, you know if you got what it takes. Like, stop wasting your time, your mama's money, your people's money. You know, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, you know if you can go to the league. Like, I used to love basketball, but I knew I wasn't going to the league. I wasn't putting in enough work. I knew I wasn't going to the league. I wasn't, you know what I mean? But with this music stuff, I had already studied everybody, deciphered everything, and I knew I had what it took. And it just felt like I wasn't, you know, like when I'm with DTP, I'm still selling bags. I'm still like hustling. And they know it. Yeah. You know what I mean? When I get a Beamer, they ask me, well, how you get the Beamer? Like, they had a meeting on how I get a Beamer, and I tell them, I said, I got good credit. You know what I mean? I got credit. I can go get a. You know,
the FICO score is high.
But I felt like it was a situation.
Good credit. What the fuck you doing?
I think, because even when I was, let me tell you how crazy it was. I had been reading some stuff back when I was buying products and all this shit, when I ain't have no credit card, to when I bought a Saks card, I would still go, me and Dollar and Player Circle, we'd still go buy 4 pair of products of Peaks. And I said, Dollar, give me your money. And then we'll buy them. And I go upstairs and I'll swipe it on the card, and I go upstairs and I use the cash to put on the card. And I remember telling Dollar, man, this is some shit, we gotta have some credit, bro, when we get older. And Dollar, his name Dollar. So he used to be like, man, I don't need no motherfucking credit, nigga, I got cash, you know what I mean? And I just remember having this conversation. So everywhere we went to go shop, I would take out a card and I'd be like, give me the money, woo, and I'd swipe it. But I wouldn't leave, I would just pay for it, you know, then. But anyway, that's a whole nother story, you know what I mean? But just moving forward about the Luda situation, I just woke up, I said, I didn't wanna do it. They told me, you just can't leave like that. He said some shit about Puffy and Mace, and I said, this ain't no Puffy and Mace. And then I had to find me a lawyer, and then, you know what I mean, I ended up getting out of it. I had to pay him like $100,000 per album, and I think some other little, like a point or something like that really was on top of, which to me, I've made $100,000 so many times, you know what I mean? Like, it was a pretty good deal to get out of, you know what I mean? And then Shaka's a real good brother. I see him out. Chris is doing
horrible spade player. Horrible spade player.
Yeah. He loves playing spade. And then, you know, Chris, I can't help but to see him, you know, he's in some movies and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I don't see him a lot in the musical space, but I see him still obviously doing shows and being successful. So it's no love lost. It's just like I just grew up. And I was already grown, but I just grew up, and I wanted, and then like I thought I could be my own CEO, my own boss. I was smart enough to run things myself, and these was my relationships. When I meet somebody, I get their number, I link up with them, I build bonds with them. So it's like, you know what I mean, I didn't really need nobody on top of me. Or I could have went from DTP to Young Money. I was one of the first people that Wayne ever asked to join Young Money, but I respected him so much, and it's like my invitation never expired, and I wanted to try on my own, and I didn't want to seem like I was click hopping. I didn't want, you know what I mean, just mentally be like, you know, you see people with different chains on, different logos.
That's funny. That's funny to say that, because some people, if there were to be a knock,
you're an honorary member of Hella Crews, right? I mean,
he took the words out of my mouth. Some people, if there were to be a knock, would say 2 Chainz is a part of quite a few crews, but I guess that's just because he's cool, everybody.
Music. Affiliated, but never like officially.
But just like that's the homie.
Yeah. Is there never a conflict? Is there never a conflict of interest with being down with and cool with just so many people? I know everybody is not normally cool with each other. You're the exception, not the rule.
You gotta know, like, Joe, even the people that ain't cool with each other, it's like really cap. It's really not like, they really not finna do nothing. Like, it's just cap. It's just cap. Like, it's all cap. Like, y'all not about to do nothing. Y'all don't want to do nothing. Y'all just letting these fans, y'all really replying to a fan comment, then they took it the wrong way. Now you don't want to look like a duck. And now and it's like, but y'all ain't finna do nothing. Y'all on the same show. Y'all on the same, you know what I mean? Y'all trying to stay away from each other so y'all don't have to do, and it's like, it don't make sense. I guess it's good for like wrestling or whatever, but like really like in Atlanta when it's some beef, like people chill the fuck out because like it's so small. You can see somebody at the Quick Trip, you can see somebody at the Chevron. When you posting you at the studio, a nigga gonna pull up on you, and everybody got a Draco. It's not just a song, everybody has a Draco. So in Atlanta, when you beefing with somebody in Atlanta, do it outside of Atlanta. It's cool outside of Atlanta because you know they ain't moving like that. Inside of Atlanta, you have to really like be like, okay, well them niggas might be stupid, or they know some young niggas that's stupid. It's just, and I'm sure it's like that in LA. It's a few other parts, but I know you can't have weapons in New York. You're not supposed to, obviously, you know what I mean? And you're not supposed to in a few other places. And if you find people in places that you're not supposed to have weapons and they have them, they already on that right there. You got it, you know what I mean? But in Atlanta, you can have, like, you could be a cowboy in Atlanta. You can have long extensions, and people practice that in Atlanta. So it's not cool to be like, fuck y'all niggas ain't gonna do, it ain't cool to do that in Atlanta.
Twitter finger's not cool in Atlanta.
It ain't cool in Atlanta.
Is Atlanta arrogant in their dominance, do you think?
We've been running for over 10 years.
Well, no, y'all are dominant, and y'all have been running it.
Are you agreeing with this 10 years thing?
100%.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What, how can you not?
And then we have,
I gotta ask you, because it's clear to me.
We have a vein and all successful rap.
Because sometimes you be so home team, even though you're not from New York. You like one of them. You might have a Timberland right now.
He would literally have to be on a coma to think that New York has been on top of rap the last whatever.
Yeah, but you know some niggas hit you with this the Mecca, blah blah.
Nobody is doing
no.
This is
the Mecca.
This is the Mecca.
You're right.
This is the Mecca.
But they'll ignore the dominance from elsewhere.
I mean, DJs even get slack up here.
We can't
like,
ignore that.
Be a fool. You can't even discuss hip hop if you're gonna ignore it. But I'm only talking about the arrogance. I feel like New York was arrogant in our dominance when we dominated.
Oh yeah, y'all walked different. Y'all had a different Diddy bop when y'all was winning.
I mean, but it was, but even on top of that, it was almost like we didn't want to let other people in.
Yeah, it was a lot of hate to other
The thing with y'all is y'all didn't want to let the nigga from across the bridge in. Y'all was tripping with niggas in New York. Y'all got the power trip because this is what happened. A nigga got on in New York and didn't look out for this nigga. So when this nigga got on, it just kept going. And then instead of niggas gluing up, and now niggas want to glue up.
It's like Brooklyn, Queens,
but
Queens.
in Atlanta, you could come to a studio and it could be all of us at Tree Sound Studio. And we see each other in the hallway. And then the first thing we're gonna say is, let's do one. Now. Not like call my manager and book some time, whatever the shit y'all got going on.
Damn.
Like that's why you hear like that's why you hear like you can hear a beat that has Metro, South. You can hear a beat that has 3-4 producers in it on one beat because they don't mind sharing a MP or sharing pub or sharing
Seems
that.
like a lot of collaboration.
And that's why the culture. That's why this shit been so good and fun because Metro don't mind sharing the beat or whatever with someone else. You know what I mean? And you got Atlanta rappers that are like, let's, I fuck with what you doing, especially if you're a big up and coming rapper. Like Atlanta's one of the places that they'll help pull you up. They'll put you on their album or put you on something. You know what I mean? Whoever you are. So it was different in New York when these niggas running it, when Dipset running it. Nigga, this shit is Dipset, nigga. When G-Unit running it, nigga, this shit is G-Unit. That's just what it was.
All right.
That hurt my heart to hear.
Was it the truth?
Yeah, but I guess to hear you acknowledge it.
You know
to hear you acknowledge that. I mean, niggas in New York could say it all day long, but when a nigga from Atlanta who's winning and is in this position says it, it's a little hurtful. It is.
It's just like y'all see each other in the club. What's up, man? What's up? Let's do one. Y'all right, man? Bomb ass nigga. Nigga, bomb ass nigga. Bomb ass nigga. Bomb ass nigga took my nigga. Bomb ass nigga. Nigga get sent him in the club. Yo, what's up? What's up? Yo, we got it. It's studios all. This is New York, nigga. Studios and clubs. Every block. Nigga,
yeah, but
the club closing like early, nigga. What you, nigga? Let's get up, my nigga. Let's do something, nigga. Bomb ass nigga. My nigga gonna take his whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just so like the energy is just.
Chainz is the last person for me to like talk to about this, but I can't wait for you Atlanta niggas to beef.
Beef with who?
I feel every New York nigga been waiting for that.
No, don't bunch me in with the rest of these New York niggas.
No. It was always said like that unity shit, like because I think that's the clear distinction with like Atlanta and New York. New York it was like our shit, your shit. Like Atlanta, they all work together.
Some of them
Atlanta, you gonna hear like Atlanta. That shit gonna be on Rap Radar. That shit gonna be on Complex. That shit gonna be on Ball Alert. Like when a nigga have beef, y'all gonna know there's gunshots at the trailer.
But Atlanta been beefing. Like
no. I don't mean real beef. No, I don't want anybody to really beef. Yeah. I'm with preserving human life. Okay. I mean rap beef. I mean rap beef.
You can't do it because
you can't separate them.
Atlanta niggas could rap beef. Y'all have rap beefed before. Don't try to act like y'all just all so fucking peaceful. You just told me everybody got Dracos.
That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna be rap.
Draco ain't no rap beef.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be. All right, I'm about to go.
Draco ain't no rap beef.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It's just see up here. It's like I'm gonna book studio time. I have to see how fast I can turn around this rap to compete with what this person said. Not that way. Where he at?
I understand.
Pull up. When you heard that, pull up with the stick and pull up and pull up.
Yeah, so we don't want any
pull up with stick.
I do want to ask you because for me, and we've had this conversation a bunch of times on this show, particularly, right? Like you did a great job of rebranding yourself, Titty Boy to 2 Chainz. Like these days, we talk about a lot of rappers that they used to have that wave, or maybe like people aren't feeling them. They need that rebrand.
You have to.
I kind of think that I don't know if is it possible still? Like the way you did it, is it possible?
No. This nigga is an anomaly. Don't believe nothing. Everybody is not as fortunate enough to do what he does. One of the reasons I'm very jealous of 2 Chainz. We from the same fucking area. People don't remember his. He's like he's a new act every year, because of all the content that comes in, because of how people fuck with him. No, I'm saying no.
I agree with her.
No.
No, I don't agree. This is
I know he can't say
this is the thing. This is the
Go
thing.
ahead.
All right, rap is a trap, right? And rap is also a business, right? What businesses do every 3 to 5 years is they rebrand themselves. That's what a successful business does. If you look at one of the most successful businesses in the game, his name is Jay-Z, Hove, Sean Carter, fucking.
That's Jules.
Name the rest of his names.
Mr. Carter and
Please,
Boardroom.
please name all his names as he has ridden through each era, and he has not said his name was.
Same with Diddy. Diddy changed his name 20 times.
Okay, perfect. Diddy. It's rebranding, and it shows. So for me, my rebranding for the last year or so, when I did the Danielson moniker, the Hibachi for Lunch, when my whole angle was finding something that I felt was not being tampered with. Like the flutes on Big Amount, they're Asian. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't just fucking wake up. Like I really have ideas and concepts. So I go fucking, when I'm on this Asian Danielson whatever shit, I go look at fucking Bruce Lee movies. I go look at all this shit.
I thought he just heard it.
I go back and listen to Wu-Tang shit. I go back and listen to Ray and all. When I'm in this, when I'm
that's
studying
kind of like
for
you
this
helped
particular,
produce it though, right?
Yeah, but I'm into this because it's like all right, you got to think like all these records right here, they all sound the same, and the best one is the best sounding one out of the ones that sound the same. So for me, I have to compete, but I don't want to be in the same pool.
You want to make some new shit.
You know what I'm saying? I want to make some new and different shit. So I'm like, you know, I'm wearing expensive ass like scarves and do-rags, you know what I'm saying? So that's some karate shit, you know what I'm saying? On some high tide, on some, you know what I mean? So let me just let this be my wave. Like when I seen people wearing different whatever, skull caps or hats or whatever the fuck, like we can't all be looking alike. That's the thing about rappers, like I can't like want to be in a lineup where we all look alike or where we buying the same, which a lot of us do, like come in a spot and we all have on the same clothes. So for me, I try to do this, you know what I mean? And the thing about Pretty Girls Like Trap music is that the album that I'm working on after that was all about what I was doing, but it had samples and stuff because I wanted to do some rapping. So the samples, you know, this shit could hold you up for a year. They won't, you know, people that are lending us the samples, they know now, so they're like, let me get 80%. 80% of what? Like, you know what I mean? So you're dealing with this, and so for me, I just felt like I was still being very present. I was doing my thing on features. So like Pretty Girls Like Trap music was something I worked on in a couple of months. It was something that I put together, and it was something that was fun. The energy was fun. I did a lot of it.
The title is fun.
The title is fun.
The font on the track listing is fun.
Although you couldn't read it for shit.
Because it's fun.
Yeah. Well, Trouble Andrews, that's who did the Gucci, like Gucci Ghost. This is a piece right here from the line, like who did Gucci Ghost, like all the new, like I think like who resurged Gucci the last year. I hooked up with him and I had him do my album cover. So essentially, I got a Gucci Trap House album cover, which is like some shit.
This nigga's
legendary.
Let me tell you something.
Can you give him some game? I think that's what he's really asking.
He giving us all game. Like, I
love
hearing him speak.
Let me tell you how fly 2 Chainz is, right? You know,
you got to put me on
some people. Yeah, I've been telling you that for months, and you don't fucking listen.
Well, I can't learn from you, nigga. Like I can learn.
I don't dress very well.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
See, that's another thing with the era and real hip hop, and I don't need a chain and I can wear chain, like all this, like I can rap shit, like that's the okay. So that's the shit that's gonna get you left behind. You're gonna have to spend some of this money,
you hear
and
that,
you're gonna have to look present like Joe. Wait, niggas know Joe. You know, I know you. Joe gets the bitches. Yeah. Joe is the. You know what I mean? Joe is the nigga. But you know, you don't have to wear a bunch of chains or something like that. But you know what I'm saying? A new crispy. You know what I'm saying?
So what can Joe do tomorrow? What can he come in tomorrow?
He can start by not having his pants cuffed tomorrow.
Stop cuffing your fucking pants, Joe.
Oh, you know what's funny?
You look ridiculous.
Let me tell you about this, James.
They just have.
I never cuff pants, but my ankles were ashy
and you hit them with the.
So I
He was
cuffed it so I could,
right before
so I
he
could
rolled.
really get in here, and I just left it.
Cool.
Because you were.
And then you.
That's a lot of work to be done here. It's a lot. World boss guys.
No, this is about Vibes. This is what
Tell him. That's why you can tell him.
No, you can tell me. Yeah,
No. But it ain't gonna take much for you.
No, it's gonna take much.
It ain't gonna take much, man.
You got his roasting already. He's trying to throw.
No.
Wait, hold on. I do have a question though, and I'm bringing it back to music, even though you could keep roasting me.
No, I ain't gonna do you like that.
No, you could though.
You be on your shit. I ain't gonna.
No.
That nigga thought
He's gonna go
busting
first.
out of
Wait,
his jeans,
what I
man.
did want to ask you, do you feel offended, like, because you being
you
a
about to
rapper,
offend
you
him?
compete with lyricists and shit like that? Like, people be, and it's a two-part question. When people speak about, like, Big Amount and they're mostly talking about Drake. And also, I did wonder why you had 2 songs that were featured on your last 2 mixtapes. You had them on this project. Is
You
it because
hate that so much.
No.
Wait, what is it?
I was wondering if it's consistent with the theme and concept of this project, right? You had Good Drink and you had a Big Amount. They're both on this project.
All right, so just to give you a little game.
Yeah.
What happens is with a lot of the other bigger artists who you haven't noticed that's done that.
Thank you.
What
Yeah,
happens?
well,
No, I'm gonna tell you the real success. To it. With streaming nowadays.
Okay, you're teaching
Okay.
me. Thank you.
With
This
the
is teach.
No, this is real game.
I know.
With streaming nowadays, when you can put out a project in 3-4 days, the data from the streaming, they'll let you know what people are leaning towards, okay?
Yeah.
With Big Amount and Good Drink, they're already streamed. Good Drink is already gold.
Yes.
And Big Amount should be around gold already.
think it's
When
like
you
platinum.
add that to your project, now not from sales, just through streaming, it goes towards helping the project stream well already. So by adding that to my project already, it already counts as.
I told him that all week, and he argued me.
No,
Do you
but
feel
He
like
argued me to
he's,
death.
So and
Jesus.
and
You haven't sold a record since 2000.
That's
that
true.
was the 2 Chainz. I'm sorry to say.
All right,
2 Chainz, you put me on game.
And so then, and the next thing is that when you setting this up, hopefully you put out an album and you set up a tour and you set up all of that. With touring and all of that, people who you hope to get new and old, they expect to hear what's on the project that you're doing, that you're going on tour for. So like my tour is called Pretty Girls Like Trap Music. Although I'll be doing I'm Different, birthday songs and something like that, I'm still gonna do Good Drink, Big Amount and all this stuff. So this stuff has no real place to live because it was just a mixtape. So when you take something that's highly streamed off a mixtape, you can use it for your project because it actually counts for sales and streams for the particular project. So Pretty Girls Like Trap Music, before it's out, already has a certain amount of sales or streams just to help me out in my numbers and everything.
Okay, it's just, I like that explanation. But speaking to like even how people perceive, like say like Big Amount, right? Like, do you get offended because you really rap? I feel like your verses on that joint is underrated. Like, do you look at it and be like, yo, why niggas talking about the feature more than they're really talking about Chainz?
Because
or that's
you
why
got to
you
understand. I didn't see that where you saw it at.
Yeah.
You got to think when somebody has their own social media, Instagram, like you have haters, but for the most part, that's your life. That's why people get this shit so clouded and fucked up. So on my timeline, it was saying that I smoked the boy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was on there. But like even me and him was talking about like. That's why there's no hook. It's something that people can talk about, go back, and that's what streaming is about. You have to have something that has shareability, right? So when this song goes off, it's like, whoa, shit, let me start this back over, boom, boom. And so that's how, you know, if you got a song that people don't want to hear but one time, then that doesn't help you. You might have one sale, but this many streams equals this sale, and if I don't want to hear it again, then you just lost, you know what I mean? So with the new age of streaming with Tidal, Spotify, Apple, and many more, you have to have something that makes people want to hear it again.
Do you care about sales at this point in your career? You're so multifaceted.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, it's not about sales.
I didn't think so.
It's about, honestly, it's about the shareability thing. Now I can just be like, boom, and I can give it to you. I'm like, 2 Chainz is at the whatever. I can give it to you. This right here, this what y'all do. It's hella shareability. Like these little clips and shit, I see them everywhere. It's like they take stuff and it's in it grows and it's you know what I mean. It's something to pass on. So it made me, like, when they asked me do I want to come out, I'm like, hell yeah, I couldn't wait to come up here, you know what I mean? Just because what y'all are doing is so solid that people sharing it. Like, I'm not looking for you.
He knows the right metrics.
Yeah, I'm not looking for.
Yo, he's a smart guy. Yo, but you had to know that. I will say this one thing, because I was watching. You know, I'll be on the gram heavy. I seen 2 Chainz like wrote a whole explanation about, like, really explaining why you have like a messenger bag, and some people were like, there were criticisms about that. I guess you probably saw because you posted a picture. Why did you feel the need to address it?
Yo, are we asking this nigga about a messenger bag right now?
No, because he felt the need to address it on social media.
He already asked it.
I'm just wondering why he felt the need to even address that.
You know, just to remind
You
the
duffel bag
culture,
boy.
just to remind the culture. You know what I mean? Just to remind the culture. It's like I got this closet full of bags that I used to have, and you know, I bought a couple more bags, and then you have people that are not aware or just want to say something jealous or hatred, never been in the Gucci, never been in the Louis, want you to be a sexuality that you're not, or whatever the hell it is, and they like, you know, whatever their comment is. So for me, I had just gave them a brief history about where these messenger bag, people, whatever you want to call it, comes from. Like, I used to see personally with my own eyes, Big Meech, BMF tote these bags in, and they were filled with money to where I don't know where they would have put the money if they didn't have a bag to put it in. And it was 30, 40, 50,000 and all this. And so when we came up with Duffel Bag Boys, the song, and when Wayne does the hook, I'm wearing these bags, and I have 50K in my bag, because I remember them having fake money, and I was like, man, I want to use real money. And even though they still use fake money, I was like in a trap to where I didn't want everybody to know I had a 50 on me clean, you know what I mean? But it was just a situation where it kind of symbolized somewhere to keep, you know what I mean, a check, you know what I mean? He got one of my bags over there. And it's a book bag, but it was just something to just really like brief the kids, let them know, like, we did this in Duffel Bag Boys video, which was 07, and I had got it from before then. So like trying to make somebody something like, you know, they was, you know, just whatever these comments were, I just was trying to educate the kids.
I felt that was a history lesson, because I felt it was Uncle Chainz trying to teach.
Fam, we're not gonna keep talking about a messenger
No,
bag.
hold on. What? Do you feel like they were lumping you in with the newer rappers, right? Because there's a lot of criticism of newer rappers.
Deja vu right now. What
Do you feel like they were lumping you in with newer rappers, and you were trying to say, let me just show you what I'm on?
Because you can see when people are excited about like this bag, that like they get it, you know what I mean? It's like I see all the NBA, all the basketball players. I just see like all the basketball players, like, and you know, the basketball players like think they can rap, and we think we can play ball. It's like it's just.
We actually wanted to talk to you about athlete rappers, but we're like out of time, which sucks.
I'm sorry.
Yo, it's nice to hear that you upgraded from.
Wait, one last question. One last question.
Let
that Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous show.
Most expensive shit.
Yes. When's it coming? Is it coming?
Yeah, TV.
Greenlit Shop. That's a great show. Somebody's gonna pick it up.
Network just picked up on it, so be looking out for that.
All right. Dope. All right, my bad, Nadeska. Back to you, Nadeska.
You out of time?
Yeah, you ain't mad. They ain't let you say nothing, love.
We love Nadeska.
It's one of those days. It's all good.
Don't worry.
Hey man, congrats on the album. It's nice to hear that you've upgraded from duffel bag money to good credit. I hope you continue. I hope you grow wealth. I hope you run empires. Come on, it's time. We're always talking about money and rap, but like,
niggas sound like you might have good credit during Duffel Bag Boy too, man. This nigga had 50,000 in the book bag on the video stream. You might have good credit. You might have good credit back then.
I'm just talking about the future. I just want him to run shit. I want us to run shit
Y'all-
as a
y'all-
culture.
y'all-
That's what I'm saying. What's the next step?
But this is what y'all do. Y'all check out the album. Y'all make sure y'all come on here and do your breakdown. Now
We are.
I don't care, and I want an honest opinion. I don't want to hear no, because I came and I was cool. If you want to shred it up, but you ain't gonna be able to shred it up. Try to shred it up. You try to get on your. This nigga 2 Chainz.
Yeah, when he gets on his numbers game.
No, we gonna talk. Hey,
we need some
ball.
Fall, man.
Nah, this ain't ball, man. Get out. I get for that.
Nah. We gotta go June 16th. Pretty girls like trap music.
I'm so glad you came with
Ugly girls like trap music too, man.
All ladies, all women are beautiful.
I knew you were gonna say that.
All women are beautiful to me, man.